What does Angela Merkel have that perhaps Dutch politicians don't have and that Dutch voters perhaps admire?
Well, first of all, out in the whole Western world, Angela Merkel is the most popular politician in the Netherlands. I think she reminds us to the Netherlands of the 90s and of the 80s when center politics was also in the Netherlands very common after the populists came in 2001. You've seen a scattered political landscape and a polarized political landscape. And we don't have any politicians anymore who can lay a bridge between them. And I think Angela Merkel is very strong in doing that. She's not ashamed to be center politics. In the Netherlands, it's almost a cuss word.
Judy, this is all pretty upbeat that we're hearing about Angela Merkel, but I mean, in the last couple of weeks of the election campaign, it's been really vitriolic. There's been hatred and anger reported by commentators, much commentated on. Where does that all come from suddenly?
It's coming from a very important trend of fragmentation of German politics. We have seen over the last decade the big mainstream political parties losing support, I mean, hemorrhaging, frankly. But this election is really important because it's this area, this space between 9% and 15%, which is packed with four parties who are eating into the CDU support, the Christian Democrats, eating into the Social Democrats. It's all up for grabs who becomes third. And this is why this election represents actually Merkel's success. It could be or Merkel's failure for not being able to close in that space.
The success and the failure of Angela Merkel. Back to Brent.
Peter, thank you very much. All right, let me throw it over now to my colleague, Peter Craven. He's over at the talk table, and they're going to talk about the AFD. Peter.
That's right, Brent. We're all trying to work out what the AFD really is, what it amounts to. Judy is nodding, even if, as I say that, Judy Dempsey and Job Janssen sitting with me here at the talk table. Job, I saw a headline in one of Germany's leading newspapers today, the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, one of the leading broadsheets. They were referring, at least in part, to the outcome of this election, the fact that the AFD could get double-digit figures. And they said the future of democracy is at stake. Is that hysteria or what?
Those would not be my words. Those are the same things that were being said when in the Netherlands Pim Fortuyn, his party, came into parliament, and later also Geert Wilders' party. But you know, we have to look at the AFD as a party where people there are anti-democratic people, but the party intrinsically is not anti-democratic. So I think from that perspective on, we should look at the AFD as it is now. Doesn't mean it can change in the future, but a democracy is at stake. I think Germany's democracy is a grown-up democracy and can handle this.
Not intrinsically